25 drivers, 16 nationalities, 3 champions, 1 world champion. Road to Indy TV.
All 3 series on the Road to Indy presented by Cooper Tires invaded the picturesque Road America facility in June, taking to the challenging 4.1-mile, 14-turn circuit that they refer to as America's National Park of Speed. Juncos Racing's Rinus VeeKay dominated the speed charts all weekend in the Indy Lights presented by Cooper Tires, scoring the pole for both races of the doubleheader. At the start of race 1 on Sunday, VeeKay showed the only chink in his armor, going 4 wheels off on his first run through the very challenging Turn 7, bringing the car back under control as Andretti Autosport's Robert McGinnis attacked to capitalize on the error. VeeKay defended aggressively to his left, which was dealt with swiftly by the race stewards, who issued the Dutch driver a stiff drive-through penalty. With the track clear, Andretti veteran Ryan Norman took control and would drive off to a 4.6-second victory over McGinnis. Wisconsin native Aaron Tiedlitz was back with Velarde Auto Racing at Road America and delivered an impressive run to third. VeeKay rebounded on Sunday, dominating the action from start to finish, posting his 3rd win of the year, joining his victories at St. Petersburg and the IndyCar GP weekend at IMS. Freedom 100 winner Oliver Askew improved on his 5th place finish from Saturday to complete the podium in 3rd on Sunday. The Indy Pro 2000 field continues to develop, and Parker Thompson and his Able Motorsports team rebounded from a couple of challenging outings to qualify on pole for race number 1. Once the race went green, RP Motorsports' Kyle Kirkwood was immediately on the charge from his P3 starting spot, taking the lead early and dominating the action. And by the time the checkered flag flew, RP Motorsport was rewarded with their best race since joining the Road to Indy last year, finishing 1st and 2nd with Guatemala's Ian Rodriguez taking his first podium in only his 2nd race weekend. Thompson fought hard for a crucial 3rd place result, finishing ahead of point leader Rasmus Lindh to close the gap in the title chase. On Sunday, Juncos Racing's Lindh led from pole, but Kirkwood would not be denied as he made a strong move under braking into the downhill Turn 5, controlling the apex to grab hold of the lead. From there, the 2018 USF 2000 champion simply managed the gap ahead of Lindh, completing the sweep of the Road America weekend after 15 clean and consistent laps. Thompson once again drove himself onto the podium, moving to 2nd in the title fight as a result. The Cooper Tires USF 2000 Championship celebrated a new victor in Race 1 as Mazda Scholarship winner Hunter McElroy of New Zealand took the lead in the early going from his Pabst Racing teammate and pole sitter Colin Kaminsky. Jetting out from the rest of the field with McElroy, Kaminsky carded his 2nd consecutive podium finish to come home ahead of Newman Walks Racing's Cameron Shields. Sunday's race was all Eves as Braden and Cape Motorsports rose to the top of the order, passing McElroy for the lead before pulling away. Eves finished over 4 seconds ahead of his Cape teammate Darren Keene, who turned the fastest lap of the race to score his 2nd podium finish of the year. McElroy hung on to a spot in the top 3, finishing off a positive weekend in which he cut the gap on Eves ever so slightly. The series has reached the halfway point, and the championships will now begin to tighten, with just 5 race weekends still left on the 2019 schedule.
Hello everyone, I'm Lucas Kohl from Brazil, and I drive the number 5 Velarde Auto Racing in the Indy Lights Series. I'm from the very south of Brazil, near Uruguay. It's 2 hours from the capital called Santa Cruz do Sul. So I was born and raised there. I lived there until I was 16 and 17, and then I moved to the US when I started doing the USF 2000 series. So I was living in Pembroke Pines, Miami area since then. I'm from a very small town, so it's like really countryside. There's not many things to do there like there is here. In high school, everything is so different from the US that it feels like a completely different world. I love to do cycling. I go out every day, basically 30 miles, 35 to just cycling. It started as a training for the race cars, but it just became my hobby. I love doing it, and I'm looking forward to get a triathlon done in the end of this year. Probably do a camp or whatever to get ready for next year, and then just do it. I love to do online races, iRacing, something on the PS4 like Formula 1 or whatever. Well, I love Road America in Mid-Ohio. Those are my 2 favorite racetracks ever. I'm really looking forward to going back to Laguna this year. We raced there in my first year in USF, and I had an absolute blast there. So I'm just really looking forward to driving this car around there. Follow me in the Road to Indy this year and at Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Lucas1Kohl.
As we leave the Kettle Moraine region of Wisconsin, there are two stories that stand out. Great team results and Soul Red winners. USF 2000 stalwarts Pabst Racing from nearby Economowoc and their drivers Hunter McElray and Colin Kaminsky scored one win, stood on the podium 3 times, and collected 4 top 5s in their home race. Sophomore team RP Motorsport, with rookie drivers Kyle Kirkwood and Ian Rodriguez, visited Victory Lane twice. Andretti Autosport, with threesome Ryan Norman, Olive Raskew, and Robert McGinnis, had 1 win and 4 podiums in a successful visit to Sheboygan County. For the first time since the 2017 season opening event in St. Petersburg, all 3 cars featuring the Soul Red livery of the Mazda Advancement Scholarship winner visited Victory Lane on the same weekend. On Saturday, it was Road to Indy $200,000 shootout winner McElray winning his first USF 2000 race, and reigning USF 2000 champ Kirkwood winning his first Indy Pro 2000 race. Kirkwood went back to Victory Lane on Sunday and was joined by Juncos Racing Indy Lights rookie Rinus VK, the reigning Indy Pro 2000 champion.
All right, this weekend we've got a special behind-the-scenes look at a place at the racetrack that most people don't actually get to see. It's my first time coming to Race Control. Today we're going to talk to Tony Kopman, the Indy Lights race director, on what it's like managing the chaos that is Indy Lights racing. So we're here with Tony Kopman, race director for the Indy Lights series, and we know where we are, but can you tell the viewers what this room is?
Yeah, this is Race Control, and it's got the typical setup that you'll see most weekends. Yeah, it's really the primary means for officiating during the weekend. Any kind of information, whether it be data, TV, or replays, is all done in this room and all controlled through here. And then based on that, whether penalties need to be dished out or so forth, we take care of it up here.
Okay, so from the driving standpoint, like you said, the only time that we actually see you guys is when we're either getting a penalty or at the drivers meeting. But it looks like you guys can see us kind of all the time. So you have cameras all around the track.
Yeah, we're lucky we have CCTV, number one, so closed circuit television that's on the track permanently with its own replay system. And then all these TVs you see over here are primarily from television or in-car cameras. And they feed to a replay machine over this side. And these are 2 replay machines, so anything that we visually see up there, we'll replay if we need to.
What's the most, during the course of a race, the most common thing that you guys have to officiate or look at as far as incidents?
It's usually keeping control of you guys. Now, the most common thing really is wheel-to-wheel contact or car going off and coming back on track and impeding the progress of somebody else. It kind of varies through the levels. We find at the smaller levels there's a lot more action.
Yeah.
Once you get up to Indy Lights, it's a little more.
Get a little more experience, hopefully.
More under control generally, but just through the levels, it's generally the same few things, blocking, impeding someone's progress, making a mistake and what it leads to.
When's the most hectic time? The start for you guys, would that be?
No, the start's not bad. Usually the most hectic time is usually the first 2 or 3 laps, particularly here where there's 3 long straights. So you know where all the action's going to be. Turn 1, turn 5, turn 12 here, and generally anywhere in between. But that's where all the action will be. That's usually the busiest. When there's incidents to look at, there's often multiple incidents at one time. And so that's the hardest thing, obviously.
We're definitely a special look at a part of the track that we don't get to see very often, and it's a cool behind-the-scenes segment. So thank you very much, Tony, for having us.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Rasmus Lindh. I'm driving the number 10 Juncos Racing in Indy Pro 2000. Yeah, I'm born in Kullavik outside Gothenburg. It's a quite small town, but we're not so many people, but it's good. The country is very clean and stuff, so but I would say it's very close to America. A lot of things it's quite similar, so it's quite similar to here. It's fun to have a lot of fans at home in Sweden as well. Yeah, we have worked a lot on that on the social media side to get a lot more fans than we had last year. So we work a lot on that, and yeah, I mean it helps me a lot. It gets me confident and stuff. So it's very good. I've always been a kid. I'm racing a lot, so I'm normally at home. So I'm always in the workshop and restoring go-karts, what I normally do, and Yeah, I renovate go-karts from the 90s to 2000s. I just find them online I don't look on the condition, I just look at what type of frame it is and what engine it is on it. So I renovate the engine and I renovate the go-kart and find new pieces and put it together as it was at the 90s. So that's what I do. Yeah, some of them I sell and some of them I drive with and I do some races with them. You can follow me on social media, on Instagram and Facebook. Instagram is Rasmus_Lindh and Facebook is Rasmus Lindh Racing.
The trio of Road to Indy presented by Cooper Tire Series now travels south from Elkhart Lake to Toronto for the next set of doubleheaders. McElray's Saturday win allowed the Kiwi to move within 33 points of Eves, but a bounce back on Sunday by the Cape Motorsports rookie means he leaves Wisconsin with a 41-point lead in the chase for the Advancement Scholarship. 4 different teams have now dominated the 4 Indy Pro 2000 events to start the 2019 season. RP Motorsport driver Kyle Kirkwood scored his first 2 wins of the season to re-enter the championship conversation that has the top 5 drivers within 50 points of Juncos Racing rookie Rasmus Lindh. The epic title battle for a 3-race NTT IndyCar Series scholarship got even closer with Rinus VK's dominant Sunday win at America's National Park of Speed. Oliver Askew now leads his rival by a scant 3 points as Indy Lights heads to Canada for a pair of street fights in Toronto.